Hey everyone, welcome back. Once upon a rand. It is the end of the month. Hope that's a good thing for most of us. So what I've just done is, this is probably the time of the month where we would be budgeting for our next month. It's also holiday coming up, so the budget might look a little bit different. But what I wanted to just do is show how we can use the spreadsheet that we've created, and then it's going to be on our bio again for the rest of this week if you want to download it. It has already changed a little bit, and there's more changes to come. But if you notice something that you think would make it easier for yourself, then please feel free to let us know and we can edit it. Yeah, anyway, let's just go straight into it. What I've done is I have already put in a whole lot of details. So assuming, like I've said already, you've gone onto your 22/7 app or whatever app you're using, if you are using an app to track it automatically, and you've put in all the figures for the upcoming month. Okay, so it might be a little bit different to normal, but anyway, there they are. You'll see they obviously added up individually and automatically will give you a percentage allocation to your needs, your wants, and your financial plans. Remember, we've got the 50, 30, 20 sort of ideal rule. This is relatively close. Again, as we've mentioned before, that'll all depend on your stage in life. But anyway, it does that for you automatically. It then, so we'll get to this later, don't worry about that now. It then gives you, so it gives you a total budgeted in here, and then you obviously can put your total income. Now, if you are a business owner or a commission earner, you would obviously put your total income before tax, your actual income that you've received. If you do consulting work or something like that, and you're not automatically paying PAYE tax, then you would put that in there. So let's just say, for argument's sake, it's that. Let's just assume. If you are a PAYE payer, if you're a salary earner, then obviously you can put your after-tax income here, and it'll just change what you put down a little bit further on. But really, I mean, this is very straightforward, just to tell you the difference between what you're earning and what you budgeted for the month, what you've earned for this last month. Obviously, if that's in the negative, you're going to go back here and change some figures around. If that's something that's happening regularly, then you know that there's something that needs to change. Either income needs to be increased, which is something we also want to discuss later on in Once Upon a Rand, or we need to reduce our expenses. Just a note, we haven't mentioned it before, but if we find that our needs, for example, are way more than 50%, and our wants are very, very low, then it sort of can become an unsustainable situation where if anything goes wrong or you spend anything that's sort of slightly out of the budget, it blows it every time. And that's really why this 50, 30, 20 principle is important, at least as a guide, to make sure that there is enough in here just for general living. Otherwise, we tend to end up always going over budget. And if it is a problem, then it's really here that something needs to be reduced to try and get that allocation somewhere close there. Anyway, that's a side point. So this is now done, but now notice this next section and how to fill it out. So all the yellow is what you fill out, obviously. As mentioned before, the whites you can leave out, or every other color you can basically leave out. So with these annual expenses now, for example, let's just say stationery and uniform. Let's just say that costs us 3,000 Rand at the end of the year. It will automatically just divide it obviously into 12, so it works out to 250 Rand a month that you should be putting aside. Now, up on this thing, put in here that I've allocated 150 Rand, because over here you'll see I put in 150 Rand. So that automatically pulled through here. And it's telling me that I'm not saving enough for stationery and uniform. And maybe I need to move things around if there's another category where I'm putting more than I need. But what you can also do, which is really cool, is that now you can put the date. So for example, in our situation, this we already paid for in November, and we'll have to do it again November next year. So we, in this format, year, month, date, 2021, it'll be next year, beginning of January. Okay, and let's just say so far, because it was just last month, I haven't saved anything. So in that account that I set up for this, for stationery and uniform, there's nothing in there at the moment. This is obviously also something you need to manually check. You go onto your app, whatever, and just check what's in that account, and you'll fill in this amount saved so far column. But let's just say it's 0. And this month is 150 Rand going into it. I should be putting 250 Rand in. If you go down now to goal tracking, you'll see stationery and uniform. It automatically has worked out there's 336 days left until I'll need this money, which is obviously next year, November. I should have by now 238 Rand. So it's obviously that works it out to the day. So it's going to be, obviously got to take that into account. But now I've saved so far 150 Rand. So although there's nothing in the account, because I've allocated 150 Rand this month, it's showing as that's what I've got so far. And then it puts it into a little graph for me, and it shows me that I should have this much, but I've got this much. And that's obviously because, as mentioned before, I'm not putting enough away for this category. Let's go to car services. Let's just say I'm going to work on for both cars, servicing, tires, let's just say 15 grand a year. Okay, so that's per year, 1,250 Rand. Oh, it's looking bad. Again, sorry, I just put figures in here, but it says here that I've allocated 600 Rand. Let's just say, just so that we can use it as an example, let's just say I'm putting 2,000 Rand in there a month. 600 Rand, yeah, there. Okay, so let's just say 2,000 Rand. So it automatically would pull through 2,000 Rand. There it is. And I've saved in excess of 750 Rand. That's not necessarily something I have to change, because maybe there'll be a month later where I can't. So it's better to build up a bit of a reserve. Let's just say, serviced both cars. So again, I expect to only need this money in 2021, let's just say in October the 15th. Okay. Also, just for argument's sake, I'm saying I have in this account from last month, let's just say I already put 2,000 Rand last month. So there would be 2,000 Rand in there since I did the last service. And let's just see what that looks like. So if I go down here now to car services, it says I've got 319 days left. I should by now have 1,890 Rand. I've got 4,000 Rand because now it's put together what I've saved and what I've allocated for this month. And this obviously looks a little bit nicer. This is what I should have by now, and this is what I do have. So that's great. And that's basically how it will work. You'll see that there are goals with the date. So where you can put a date in, and you can add more goals here. I've named these goal 5 and 6, and there they are, goal 5 and 6. So if you just rename them, this cell will automatically pull through to goal 5 and 6, or this amount allocated. Then there's goals without specific dates. So for example, clothes. You don't know exactly when you're going to need clothes, but you know you will need them. And so you're going to put away a bit every month. Because it's not a specific date, there's no way to put a date in here, or I've left that out anyway, and there won't be a graph then for it because there's no way to sort of track how far you are. But it is just nice to at least still put it in here. You can put what you've saved so far because you would have a clothes account, one of your bank accounts that you've set up, and you can put it there, and you can then just sort of track. We average spend, I have no idea, 10,000 Rand a year on clothes. I put 2,000 in, and so far there was 1,500 Rand from another month. And you can at least just sort of see, basically every month you just update that and just see how close you are. Obviously it'll go up and down because you'll constantly be buying clothes along the way. But that just explains this section without specific dates, and then with specific dates. What I haven't added in here yet is these, or I haven't put the right colors, should I say? I should have changed the color. Okay, so these are our wants. So, okay, so I'm just going to use our example. We want to do a renovation in our bathroom. It says that 20,000 Rand is what it's going to cost. We'd like to do it in 2021. June 1st. And so far we've got, I think, yeah, so far let's just say we've got 10,000 Rand in there. This will be pulling from this column here, 32-day wish list. And we can go and see what that looks like. There we go. That's what we should have. That's what we've got. So that's great. Looks like we'll be able to do it. Just an example of how we can use that from our needs, our wants, and our financial plans. We will also, in time, obviously there's more longer term financial plans like our retirement. If we're saving for a bond on a house, for example, in 5 years time, so it's a bit longer term, we need to be able to add in investment growth in those amounts. And so in that case, a simple graph like this is not going to work with time left to the goal, because we have to put in that growth. So that will be coming later. But this is at least just a way to show you how you can start using it for now. All right, please let me know how it goes. Sorry, this is a bit long, but hopefully that all makes sense. Thanks a lot for watching.